telling him to get into a thing.
Look around you, Soren. We are in a thing. This is us in a thing.
Do you think she heard me saying the raisins? I mean, she didn't write it down.
What are we talking about?
What are we talking about?
6 cents.
I'm allergic to raisins.
Oh.
Okay, Katie, Michael, Daniel, and the gang.
Soren makes 4. Rin. Tammy, Tammini Halls of Medicine.
She knows her name.
It's called Memory Palace. She'll get
She
it.
called you Namesy Guy. You want it so badly, it's distracting.
Well, this is supposed to be our cheers, where everyone knows my name.
Really? I always got more of a Diner from Seinfeld vibe.
Exactly. Kramer, Elaine, George, and Vince from Entourage for some reason.
If we were in a zombie movie right now, who is the likeliest candidate for a strong-willed, selfless, zombie-defeating protagonist?
It would be you.
All right, well, take us through it, Mel Gibson.
All right, sugar tits. Not you. I'm sorry. They're not gonna listen to a bunch of internet comedy dicks and their sexy friend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bitch got some daddy issues.
Bitch got some daddy issues? Is that really what won the argument today? And to turn into a giant snake monster.
If you know what I'm saying.
I don't.
Wait, I didn't get to the best part where he uses his whip, right? I'm like, hello, Indiana, and then he whips my vagina.
Are you making these up right now? These are supposed to be from adolescence.
No, he doesn't whip it. He hangs, no. Oh, what if he uses the handle? Just,
Stop! Just stop! God!
Boo! Third insult.
Okay.
He's complicated. Or she's complicated.
Ooh.
What? How vampironic. Sucks to be them. All right, you know what? I'm out of here. You 3 grown men have fun discussing Twilight. Oh, by the way.
So diner burned down 3 years ago.
By accident, I'll bet. Do dog farts smell bad because of what they eat? Or is it something about their buttholes? Post.
I mean, y'all think that you can shoot Michael in the face if you had to, but could you?
Yes.
They had vagina whispers in the Civil War, right, Dan? I'd rather go straight sitcom than water down the vag wisp. Note to self, pitch vag wisp to Colgate.
2 words, as many syllables as I know. Sex assassin.
Michael.
Sex is the last way to scream, I am alive. To make a connection with another human being. Maybe even make a connection with someone in the butt. You know I'm right. Apocalypse.
I'm Abraham Lincoln. Why are you talking like Jiminy Glick?
Lincoln's voice was really high-pitched, often compared to a tea kettle. Of course that's what you remember about him.
First of all, Mr. Lincoln, big fan.
How did the play I was watching end? Did my American cousin ever show her tits?
That would not be his first question.
Did my wife ever remarry? If not, how is old Martha Jones?
That's my shtick!
I like researching about politics. I like figuring out presidential weaknesses in case I ever have to fight any of them, but I would never run for office. I mean it. Though if I did, obviously my bumper sticker would be, Dan, he thinks outside the can. You're attractive! Oh no, I'm sorry already. For that, to be clear.
Any refills here?
Hello. What I mean to say is, you're very attractive. You are, of face. And the rest, the whole party. Hi. My sorry is because how I bet you hear this all the time.
This exact thing? I bet not.
Stop it, I'm doing great. And I imagine that the time that you hear this and you get stopped, for which adds up a lot, and that must be inconvenient because everyone likes time, and I'm sorry for being another one of those wasting your timers, but it's your fault for being so attractive that we should date. Soren, get me out of here.
Okay, everyone, thank you for coming. Unfortunately, Daniel's been called away to a charitable event.
The occasions on which I've been called upon to make love for a woman would have been much nicer if we didn't have to look at each other afterwards, all ruddy and squishy and sinned up. I just like TV sex better. It's like a witty post-sex conversation. And Katie, my only true friends are quality content and its elusive mistress, millions and millions of clicks. I can get us back on track, and when I do, you're all going to want to give me a hand.
Is that a smug call ahead joke to a reference you haven't made yet?
How do you have time to watch all of these shows?
He's terrified of socializing.
TV characters don't care that he sweats so much.
Okay, so Dan's quirk is that he's socially broken. If he were charming, he'd have his own USA show.
All of the USA protagonists are experts. Dan isn't an expert at anything.
Thanks, you guys. People dance without music all the time. Oh, people dance. Not me. I don't even dance with music. I can't. The sweat is just. I'm just a tragedy. It's everywhere. I have to keep sponges.
Too real. Let's move on.
Only teenage girls - Daniel O'Brien. Wait. No. No. Oh no. Well, I think we all know what Jesus Christ would. I'm fine. What's your biggest weakness?
Too much of my biggest strength.
What? No.
I always had nightmares that Wilford Brimley was hiding underneath my sink. It's like when you discover your au pair Denise isn't your real mother. I'm a mutant, that's important. I have claws, but like 4 claws. No, every hand has 6 claws, and I have 6 hands.
What?
I'm not sure I'd want to remember everything perfectly accurately. Some revisions are for the best. Like a decade from now, I will remember this diner, Hazley, as some sort of gym. And you 3 will have been my spotters. You never shut up.
I think he's just a populist.
I think you mean the popularist, which I am. But grammatically, I'm pretty sure it's most popular. In fact, I know it is from my yearbook.
Your parents named your dog Soren's replacement?
They loved her second most. Okay, I have proven time and again that I can control clowns by putting them in a chokehold.
Maybe. He knows he can't go to the authorities.
Well, the authorities are our friends.
If someone was stealing your crack, would you really go to the cops about it?
I don't do crack. And no, I would kill them as a symbol to the others.
Soren's replacement all over our nativity scene. Right on Jesus.
He stopped the Joker by spying on the entire city of Gotham. How is that not Big Brother?
Wish this would stop.
Shut the fuck up!
Need I remind you that he saved Gordon and a child?
Need I remind you that he murdered the district attorney and then lied about the circumstances surrounding it?
For the good of Gotham!
When one person bends the law for their perception of the greater good, where does it end?
We appoint Batman judge, jury, and executioner when we need justice. When we no longer need him, he will retire. Those are the rules!
Why don't you just admit that Batman is a violent, maladjusted sociopath who's using his parents' death as an excuse for him to work out his aggression?
Why don't you just admit that... Shut up!
That's not the Dan we know.
Wait, you think?
Think what?
That's not the Dan we know. Maybe somebody body switched with Dan.
He was late.
I had a stomach thing. I always have a stomach thing.
It is wearing glasses.
I wear glasses. Did none of you notice this moment? Did you just call me it?
Soren, hold him down. I'm gonna need a shitload of his blood.
Of course, if you want something done right, it doesn't always come quickly.
Is that what your dad said when you were conceived?
Are you implying that my dad is long-lasting in bed? To my shame?
Oh, yeah. I guess I am. Sorry, I meant the reverse. Here, tee me up again about how things take longer.
I don't want to.
Dinosaur Detective. Now that is about a detective in modern day who is a cloned dinosaur.
Pass.
Dinosaur Detective. That's about a human detective who goes back to dinosaur times to solve dinosaur crimes.
Closer.
Michael Swaim. Vagina Whisperer.
Michael, did you only bring titles?
Yeah, was that wrong? Sue me, bitch! Another idea I had.
That's not an idea, that's just another title. If we're gonna come up with a TV show, we can't just come up with titles. That means that Tom Hagen, a mob conciliary, a lawyer, has to figure out, without explicitly asking, which of Home Depot's saws is good at sawing through horse bone. What do you say?
There's a tree branch I need to cut down, and I obviously have no frame of reference for this, but it's like horse bony?
It's
far as tensile strength goes?
Hi. I'm studying to be a veterinarian, but like a terrible one.
I'm a mobster! I showed you! Give me your best saw! Pow pow!
Assuming that he would be a good prince just because he's not furry anymore is like assuming that Martin Shkreli would be a good president if we shaved him.
Ew, gross. Even his eyebrows? Gross, Katie.
Before civil rights, before women were allowed to be doctors or speak up to their husbands or drive trains.
Ah, yes, the main conquest of first wave feminism, train conducting.
What hand do you write with?
Lefty.
And you, Soren?
Right. Obviously. The one named after being correct.
Wait, what? I'll see what that... If anything, that disproves... Wait, Soren is the protagonist? I'm the goofball in my own life? Just don't. Screw the protagonist altogether. We'll have no protagonists.
He leaves the waitress jewelry? For my birthday, he gave me some cheap-ass frame with his picture glued on the glass.
That's very Christy. Hashtag still offended.
Counter hashtag Christy the Clown.
I solved it.
If he says the answer is lupus, I'm gonna be so mad that we didn't go with my thing.
I know. I got it. Best movie hell ever. Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Excellent.
We didn't plan that.
I love my bathroom time. It's one of the few peaceful hours of my day. I don't think I'd give that up.
Hours? You might want to look into that.
You mean Mufasa the racist?
Didn't James Earl Jones play Mufasa?
Okay, fine. Then you mean Mufasa the speciesist?
My arm is not long enough for the jerk-off motion that is in my soul right now.
Indiana. I'd blow his darts all over the Nazis or wherever.
No, not that. Obviously, not that.
I'd rather bang the colorless lady doctor with the blue menses.
You're judging me? You're the guy who wanted to live in a world where women do nothing but secrete fluids all day.
What do you think sex is?
What do you think sex is?
Everyone's an idiot in those commercials.
Michael, where do you think your poop goes when you don't poop?
Mine? Mine just goes in an alley next to my house. What do you mean?
When you don't poop. When you absorb it into your body.
Where does my poop go when I don't poop?
Yes.
You're not even making sense. Listen to yourself.
What's the longest amount of time you've gone without a poop? Let's solve something else with math right here. Was that a Play-Doh reference?
Is that a cradle wetness?
Is that a ladled beverage?
Is that a tainted necklace?
Is that a Play-Doh?